The bell chimed. Signaling? Wait, what was it signaling? I had lost track of time again. I didn't know if it was the morning bell or the breakfast bell, or if it was time for lessons already. Before I could ask Sparrow, Miss Bria bustled in with a tray of fruit and porridge answering my question. Good morning, James. I was hoping you'd be up, 65. I brought you some breakfast. 42, you better run along so you don't miss out on breakfast. I will, Miss Bria. Thank you for letting me stay with her, smiled Sparrow as she patted my hand affectionately before turning back to look at me. Meet me for lunch. We need to talk, she telepathed. I nodded at her, and she left me to my breakfast. I was suddenly in a rush to get back to my room. All I wanted was to get ready for my lessons and grab my journal. I wanted to write down everything I could remember from last night while it was still fresh in my mind. I gobbled down my food and finished my juice in 3 giant gulps, wiping my mouth with the back of my salty hand. I thanked Miss Bria for breakfast and ran out of her office before she could detain me. When I got back to room 13, it was deserted. The rest of my year was enjoying breakfast in the dining hall by now. I quickly changed and grabbed my books for lessons. I instantly felt like I could breathe easier when I laid my hands on my journal. I checked to make sure my enchantment still worked, and then headed down to the hall to reading and writing. I knew I would be early, but I wanted to avoid the other orphans, and I needed the alone time to get to working on recounting last night. The rest of the day flew by in a blur. I journaled all through lessons. Remy gave me some suspicious stares, but I ignored him, scribbling away. Dear Journal, last night was interesting to say the least. It started out rocky as I had suspected. Nova wasn't happy that I brought Sparrow and Journey along. It was pretty tense for a while, but then we made some real progress. Sparrow taught me how to fly, well, sort of. I was able to bound from tree to tree. It felt like I was flying, soaring above the forest floor. It was so much fun. Journey was amazing. He has so many interesting powers, and he was really eager to share them with me. He's even stronger than he was, and how he looks. He showed me how to harness my inner strength and channel it. I was able to crush a stone into dust with my bare hands. He taught me how to hunt, as he calls it. I learned how to tune out the apparent noises and distractions so that I could really hear what was going on around me. And he taught me how to see in the dark. It's some kind of nocturnal vision, I guess, like animals have. Things were going great up to this point. Even Nova seemed to be relaxing and enjoying playing with our powers. Then Journey tried to teach me another power, and everything went wrong. He tried to turn my hand to stone, but I turned his hand to stone by accident, and everyone went crazy. All the progress we made was gone. Nova was ready to kill Journey, and Sparrow was crying, and then all of a sudden I started healing myself. It was amazing. I guess I picked that power up from Sparrow. Then I had to heal Journey, but he seemed like he didn't want to trust me. He had to, and I did heal him. So that sort of thing made things better. But Nova had enough and ordered us back. On the way back, I started to feel strange, like I couldn't shut off the hunting trick that Journey taught me. I could hear everything, every breath and heartbeat of every living thing in the forest. I was so distracted, and it made me mad. I wanted to think clearly, and I wanted to know more. I didn't want the night to be over, but Nova said it was time to go, and he was right. I realize that now. I should have listened to him. Why does he even put up with me? Why do any of them? All I do is cause trouble. I brought Sparrow and Journey with me without telling Nova. I almost got us all into a rumble by accidentally turning Journey's arm to stone. Then, to top it all off, I threw a temper tantrum on the way back and caused some sort of time-stopping fissure. Oh, and as if that's not bad enough, I passed out. It made my friends carry me back, and they had to figure out a way to clean up my mess once again. I'm just really glad we didn't get caught. And it seems like Sparrow is still my friend, which leads me to believe Journey will be too. Or at least he'll come around to the idea of Sparrow. Says he has to. But what about Nova? He has to be ready to kill me. I need to see him. I really just need to talk to them all and get it all out in the open. I need to know what I am and what I can do before I hurt someone. Sparrow really scared me when she was talking about the fissure. I could see how scared she was. I could feel her fear. I don't want to make anyone feel that way ever again. And what about the echo? I almost forgot that Journey called me an echo. I don't know what that means, but it made him react like Sparrow did about the fissure. He was frightened of me. Did I get any answers last night? I still don't feel like I'm any closer knowing my name or anything about my family, so questions 1 or 2 are still open. Question 3. I guess I can say that even if I did have a crush on Nova, I'm doing a great job at ruining any chances I ever have with him by acting like a crazy, stone-forming, fissure-slinging freak. So that takes care of him wanting to trust me and tell me all about his mind-bending. I almost could answer question 6. Can I trust Journey? I would have totally said yes before he turned my hand to stone and all that. Now I should revise that question too. Can Journey trust me? What about being a parallel? That was a question 9. I think everyone was pretty convinced because if I understood it right, it means I can absorb a power from someone else, and then I'm able to have that power as well. I did a lot of that last night, and everyone seemed pretty impressed. But what about Journey calling me an echo? Was that the same thing as a parallel, or was it something bad? Everything else was going to have to take a backseat to that question. Question 11. What's an echo? Am I one? Question 12. Am I strong enough to control all of this?